Hey, what's good? Everyone in Southside Post, how you all doing? And welcome to another installment of This Podcast Will Kill You. Back with the mixing sound. What's going on? Well, today I just wanted to talk a little bit about our club. Believe it or not, I wanted to talk about our club. Not going to have a rant and rave. Just want to talk about a few points today, if you don't mind. And thanks for joining me, by the way. It means a lot. Keep subscribing, keep retweeting, sharing, all that and in between. That'd be fantastic. Every little helps. Every little helps. Now, today I want to talk about a few things. Firstly, I wanted to talk about the return of the Premier League. In particular, we saw that the Bundesliga returned this week. Rather underwhelmingly, but what we have to look at is that this is a progress, and we have to look at the positives of the league returning. You see, our whole aim is to fight this disease, is to get back to normality. And when things like the Bundesliga do come back, it is progress. And I think we should celebrate progress, not continuously slate it. No one said that it was going to be perfect. No one said that, it's going to be back to normal. Of course it isn't going to be back to normal. Football without fans is, it's just not right. We know that. But firstly, we get the football back on the pitch, and then we can start bringing the fans back in the stadium slowly but surely. It may take some time, but we can either do that or do nothing. We can't just sit there and rest on our laurels and do nothing. So we have to progress. The disease is coming down. That's fantastic news. It's sad news that people are still dying of this disease, and I'm really sorry, and I feel for the families of these people. But if we look at the positives, the disease is coming down, and it's getting less and less week by week. We have to say this, and we have to start coming back. I know that some people are really, really taking the mick. I've been down, certain areas in London, and it's just like back to normal. And people are just out and about enjoying themselves on their bikes, blah blah blah. I mean, that is unacceptable. It's inconsiderate, irresponsible. And, these people are the same sort of people who are the ones who are saying, oh, don't bring back the Premier League. Don't bring it back, It's just, there's a lot of hypocrisy going on. And I feel like if they have to, they're just not listening to the rules. And this could risk another spike. Of course, this could risk another spike. And obviously, if there's another spike, that's going to risk the Premier League. Now, bringing on to the comments made recently by Troy Deeney and Danny Rose. Now, I've never been a great fan of Troy Deeney. I mean, I think he's a bit, he's a lad, he's all right, as a person. Ain't got nothing against him personally. Just didn't really, like his attitude a couple of times in interviews and stuff. Spitting it how it is, how it is, speaking from his heart, talking the real stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to do this because my family, me. I respect his decision anyway, but if he wants to not play, don't let him play, but take his money away. You see, the thing is, right, it's easy to say, take my money, don't pay me. But he knows full well that the club are going to pay him. He knows full well that they're not going to take away his money. Because if they did, he'll panic, right? He'll panic. And, he's just saying that to cover his own, himself and make him look good in the public. Oh, it's not all about money, blah, blah, blah. I understand the situation with his child. But what you have to understand is this, that we're going to have a World Cup type situation where they've been offered a World Cup type situation where they're going to be held into a separate hotel, put into a hotel together as the team. They're all going to be tested regularly, and everything should be clear with all being well. And they're going to play football in front of 20 people who are proven to be unaffected by the disease, right? So they're probably in the safest place they could possibly be. Now, if you think about people in the food industries, people at Waitrose, people at Sainsbury's and, Marks and Spencer's, look, people work on the public transport, people have to go to work on public transport, people like that, people like me. I'm a key worker in my part-time, and I have to do these things, right? And I know it is a risk for me and my family, but at the end of the day, I'm doing it, and I'm doing it because I'm a key worker. But you could argue that Waitrose, etc., are not key workers. They're not key workers, but they're going to work. They're doing good. They're good for the economy, for the country. They're, keeping open. They're taking a risk. Yeah, we got footballers, i.e. Sergio Aguero, Troy Deeney, Danny Rose, who are continuously, I don't want to, I might get it, and I might get really ill, and in my family, and You know what? It just shows you why you're not a champion and you ain't got an England cap. Yeah? Maybe you're a bit of a coward, mate. As I said, I respect if you want to be a coward, but, come on, mate. And it's also the way certain players have spoken about it. I don't care about the morale of the country, says Danny Rose, which is why you got shifted from Tottenham to Newcastle on loan, right? Because you have a bad attitude, mate. You do. You don't come out and say things like that. There's a way to put your message across. There's a way to say these things, right? There's a way to do that. And that's my opinion on that. Whether you like it or not, that's my opinion on that, right? I accept that players don't want to play, but this constant moaning and crying about it is, when it's coming from the same old teams as well, the same old Watfords, Bournemouths, the same old rubbish, teams that have nothing to play for. Arsenal, for example, Arsenal fans and blah, the teams that have nothing to play for are the ones who are continuously crying about the season coming back, continuously. Like it's so personal for them that, the league's back, but, look how rubbish. Forcing everyone to hate it, forcing everyone to slag off the Bundesliga and say, look at it, it's not working, is it? It's so boring. Football's nothing without fans. Let us progress. Let us do our thing. Let us progress and let us get better and let us bring back football slowly but surely. Your duty is to stop going out for no reason to get your pants or whatever you want to get, yeah? Your duty is to stop going out on your bicycle, going to the park, roaming around, running around, like nothing has ever happened, I find the worst thing. I find that the worst thing out of all of it, because they're putting out innocent people at lives because they don't know if they've got it and they could spread it to other people. And that's the problem with them. It's a very selfish. I've realised how selfish people are. I've realised how bitter people are. I realise how consuming, irresponsible people are, and that is shocking for me. Being from London. Now, also, I want to talk about our ownership. Now, I asked a few people on my Twitter, who follow me on Twitter anyway, asked me a few questions, anything they like. I've had a couple of questions here. One from my guy, Jamie. Jamie, you're doing a good job with the Glazers Out movement. You're doing a really good job. United need more fans like you, more fans that are real and talk the truth and don't sugarcoat anything. Don't have shit and sugarcoat it. Right, the first thing is the ownership. The Glazers. Will the Glazers sell? And there's a guy called Jeffrey Bezos. He's a United fan. And apparently, there's rumours that he might buy the club. He's, a well-known United fan and businessman. And what do I think about that? I feel like a change of ownership would change our fortunes immensely. The Glazers are not spending their money, right? Before United taking over, we were the richest club in the world, right? Now you think about this. We were bought on debt. And the Glazers are not spending a penny of this debt. They're not even paying capital on this debt, right? And they're continuously taking money, dividends, to their daughter, to their sister, whoever it may be. They're not paying off this debt in time. We've only paid off a couple of 100 million capital on this debt, right? And we still owe money in transfers. So that wipes that out anyway. We still owe money in transfers. We still owe money on, transfers from 10 years ago. I heard it's something like 170 million in transfers we owe. That shows you a lot, doesn't it, about where we are as a team, where we are as a club, that the Glazers are still taking money from the club, are not paying off the debt. I understand that once the debt is paid off, we'd be in a very, very, very good position, but we're not paying off that debt. That debt is going to remain because their intention is not to pay off that debt. Their intention is to make profit from the club. That's all it is. And if someone like Jeffrey Bezos could buy us, if we were not overpriced out the market, and we could, and you know, an actual someone could afford us, because we have. Rumors are we put a 5 billion price tag on our club, which is ridiculous. But if someone can afford that, then you know it's fair play. But it's going to be very difficult for someone like Jeffrey to take charge of us. Unfortunately, it's what the club need, though. We need someone who loves the club, someone who just wants the best for the club and want us to succeed. Not look at the bank balance. That's all they care about, is the bank balance at the end of the year. Or profits. Oh, we came fifth. Yeah, we came fifth. But, oh, yeah, but we got profit. We got profit. We sold this much. We sold this much jerseys. Adidas, this, blah, blah, blah. You know, and I feel like they need to go. I know they need to go. But at the moment, I don't see it happening. And that brings me swiftly on to the transfers. Now, the transfers this coming summer is going to be a bit tricky, obviously, because of the pandemic. There's talk about Sancho. There's talk about, you know, Werner, players such as that. But if I'm going to be totally honest with myself, I see the excuses already coming from the Glazers. I see their excuses like if there's any time to have an excuse, it's now. And the excuse from the Glazers is, it's the pandemic. We don't have no money. Well, Woodward is saying this. It's probably come from the Glazers to pass on to the Woodward, the puppet. So, we don't have no money. The pandemic is killing us. You know, we lost 28 million. We ain't... Perfect timing. 28 million we've lost. That's thanks to the Glazers, by the way. Wouldn't be 28 million in debt. Wouldn't be anything in debt if it weren't for them. But 28 million, we ain't got this. So that will take off our transfer budget. Of course it will be. Trust me. We've only got 70 million to spend. Blah, blah, blah. Now we're going to haggle, in my opinion, for Sancho. I think the player we want is Sancho. And I think the player we will get is Sancho. If we do get a player, right? It's only Sancho. Don't get it twisted. We'll probably get Sancho and a youngster. Probably Bennington, and we'll pay him in 1,000 installments, right? We'll probably get Bennington from Birmingham and Sancho. But Sancho is going to drag. We'll probably sign Sancho January next year, because it's probably going to drag just like the Bruno transfer dragged. Even though we were dying for that creative spark in the middle of the pitch, we still, you know, didn't sign Bruno and put up the P's. We were just haggling for a few pennies, and in the end, we ended up paying it. So what was the point in that? And I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen with Sancho. We'll either just haggle, penny pinch, until it gets to January, and then we'll probably end up paying the money because we're sixth. And that's probably what's going to happen, right? And do I think we'll sign anyone? Yeah, just Bennington. He's a fantastic prospect. I think we'll probably sign him because he's been spotted at Old Trafford. Yeah, so other than that, I don't think we'll sign anyone else. I think we'll probably be disappointed, and it'll be a very underwhelming pre-season again, because the Glazers have got an excuse now. They've got a legitimate excuse, right? They're going to use that. They're businessmen. They're going to use the excuse. Now, secondly, as I'm wearing this pink jersey, it's ironic because I wanted to talk about jerseys and the football tops. There's been leaks of the football tops of United. If they are true, I heard they might not be, but the jerseys, right? Man United have a certain culture and style we have to abide to because we are Manchester United. We do not wear pink, right? This is ironic I'm wearing this because it's a unique shirt, and it just represents what has been happening this whole last 7 years. We've just gone a different direction. We've gone into like colourful jerseys, leopard skin jerseys, zebra skin jerseys, pink jerseys, and we've gone completely out the way who we are as United. When I was growing up, we had a red kit, we had a white kit, we had a black kit, we had a blue kit, we had the green and yellow kit. Now we've got all different golden, pink, this, that, you know, you name it, and it's an absolute joke. I don't know who's designing these kits. I think we're letting out a competition every year to children at schools and say, does you win an opportunity to design Man United's new kit for next season? And I think that's what's going on, and they're picking a winner. And we're like, we got ridiculous kit designs, you know, absolutely pathetic kits designs, that completely go against what our history is. Maybe Adidas need to go back a little bit. I feel like Adidas are owned by, I don't know, an Arsenal fan or something like that, because, you know, they're just really taking a mick when it comes to designs. You get the odd decent design, but the kits are not like they used to be. That's why everyone is going out and buying retro kits, because our kits are so rubbish. You know, they're so rubbish. Now, this kit I was given, right? I didn't buy this kit, I was given it, so I'm wearing it. Nothing else to wear. Don't wear outside. Don't like the pink kit. But I just don't tell them that. Don't tell them that. It's, you know, I thank you for the present. Fantastic. It was really thoughtful. Yeah, really thoughtful. Thank you. But I don't buy any kits anymore. I don't go out and buy the new jerseys, because I don't think they represent United, and I feel like someone else is someone hierarchy. Maybe the Glazers are saying, "Oh yes, let's put a leopard skin on there. That's so cool. Let's put a leopard. Let's put a zebra. Let's put a tiger's paw on the belly. Let's put a tiger's paw on the belly. Yeah, let's put next season's kit. Yeah, heard it here first. Yeah." So I just feel like culturally, on the pitch, off the pitch, we're just going completely away from who we are, who we always have been. And I feel that's disappointing. And I feel like too many fans are accepting it, and too many fans are accepting the mediocrity and change in our heritage, right? In our heritage. And sorry to sound so negative about that, but that's just my opinion, my real opinion, because I don't sugarcoat things. I'm not Willy Wonka. He sugarcoats things, not me, right? So that's my opinions on that. Now, that's me for today. I hope you enjoyed my show. Please subscribe. It's so important that you subscribe and smash that like button, yeah? Dislike button, like button, whatever you want to do. Anything. It means a lot. And write a comment, yeah? Write a comment and say how you feel. Say if you even feel a troll hiding behind a fake account, yeah? Write a comment. I don't mind. You guys are the best, yeah? You take it easy and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.